Okay, we are here again with Mark Beach.
Hello again.
Hello, Mark. So today we are talking about Cutting the Strings, your new piece for DANTEmag. So what is it all about?
Well, it follows on from the book on All You Need Is Rock, where we started to look at what's happening with...
Which is doing very well, isn't it?
It's selling quite reasonably, yes. So any more sales welcome, but that's enough of a plug for that one.
Well, that's a good present for the Christmas list, isn't it?
Yeah. But Cutting the Strings, yeah, indeed. We're talking about what's happening with female artists in particular and how that they've moved on from how they once were so empowered. Now they're doing a lot more to make sure that they're out there and they're becoming far more independent than they were.
So can we really say sisters are doing it for themselves?
Perhaps for the first time we really can. That's, of course, the Eurythmics song there, but it's now starting to look even more likely than it did some years ago.
So we started, we went far away from this Sandy show.
That was the starting point for the piece, really, as someone had sent me a link to Puppet on a String, the Sandy Shaw Eurovision winner, and she really looked like a puppet on a string. She was. All the strings were being pulled by her managers and people like that. And, this is the sort of thing that now would no longer happen because female artists have got somewhat greater freedom than they have. Still not perfect, but we're moving in the right direction at long last.
So who can you mention that is actually their own boss right now?
Well, for a long time there have been artists who've tried to be their own boss, and they've been strong women in their own right, which could be anyone from Madonna right the way through to Beth Ditto, say, of Gossip. But now we really are seeing artists who are saying no to a lot of things and just yes whether they want to. Oh, sorry, a name after all this. Well, let's start off with Adele, for example.
Yeah, right. Case. Well, what is she doing now? I mean, we are all waiting for her new album, but no signs of it.
At the time of recording, we don't know for sure, but it could very well come before the end of the year, and this is the hope. But whether that's overtaken or not, then she's been very much her own lady, and she's refused to do a lot of things which other artists have done. Like, for example, she's not had deluxe editions of some of her CDs. She's stood back from that. She said no commercials. She wants to do the thing in her own time, in her own way.
Well, you're talking about, all this independent women and that sort of stuff, but then we have somebody which is quite new, which is new in the business, Lana Del Rey, which sings, I'll do everything for you. You can come home, my boyfriend, and do whatever, but I do everything for you. So isn't that a bit against the empowerment?
Well, this is video games. That was going back a little bit, but then she has been criticised a few times for appearing to be kind of a bit like a sort of a doormat in the way that she puts things across. She's been very keen to say that that's not necessarily her own voice. She describes herself as being an independent free spirit and something like a gangster Nancy Sinatra or something like that. So it's not quite what she seems.
But can you really do it all by yourself? Because I don't think even the main pop stars can.
They can, and one of the things that was true right back in the day of Sandy Shaw when we were talking about her was that people didn't really look at the contracts. These stars were not going through line by line and making sure that they were getting the right royalties and so forth. Now, a lot of them do. They've got better management and advisors who do exactly that to make sure that things are a lot more fair.
Because I've heard the story that Toni Braxton, when she sang Unbreak My Heart, so she sold something like 170 million copies, and she only got $2,000 for it.
Yeah, and the reports about what that meant for her solvency and things like that at the
she
time.
Won twice, apparently.
Yeah, and you can contrast that with someone I know quite well, Adamant, and Adam said that in his very early days of making music, he obviously sold a lot of records, but he didn't look very closely at the terms of the contract. And now he most certainly does, and says he enjoys reading contracts. And it's not just the guys that are doing that, it's the girls as well. Yeah.
So suggestion for any ladies that wants to start this business?
One of the most important things, I think, is apart from being yourself, is to take a little bit of care when you do the signing of these things. That very recently we had LaRue, who is a UK artist. She's broken away from her musical partner and is standing very much on her own 2 feet. And LaRue is doing some amazing stuff and is certainly a name to watch, and an album for the end of the year if you've not already got it.
Okay, and also for the end of the year, don't forget, All You Need Is Rock.
Thank you very much. I appreciate it.
Thank you, Mark.